ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनः शृण्वन्नोतिभिक्षीदसादनं प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती दीनामवित्रगवतो गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरः ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः सदाशिवसमारम्भां श्रीकण्ठाराध्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां सदाशिवं शिवां स्कन्दं केशवं पद्मसम्भवं नन्दीश्वरं कुम्भयोनिं भरद्वाजात्रिगौतमान् नमोऽस्तु गुरवे नित्यं श्रीकण्ठशिवयोगिने श्रुतिसारशिवविशिष्टाद्वैतपरभाष्यविदायिने ददीचिमुपमन्युञ्च मार्कण्डेयं पराशरं श्वेताचार्यं तच्छिष्यं नीलकण्ठशिवाह्वयं जगद्गुरु रेणुकाचार्य मङ्गलं देहि प्रभो त्रैलोक्यसम्पदालेख्यसमुल्लेखनवित्तये सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय शिवाय ब्रह्मणे नमः यामाहुः सर्वलोकानां प्रकृतिं शास्त्रपारगाः तां धर्मचारिणीं शम्भो प्रणमामि परां शिवाम् अमृतार्थं प्रपन्नार्तां यासु विद्याप्रदायिनी अहर्निशमहं वन्दे ताम् ईशानमनोरमां साम्ब शिवाय नमः साम्ब शिवाय नमः साम्ब शिवाय नमः. Thank you all for joining. So we are going to discuss about a very important personality within the Shrauta Shaiva tradition, Upamanyu Maharshi, one of the great devotees of Lord Shiva. So before getting into the glories of Upamanyu Maharshi, how he surrendered to Lord Shiva and how he got the grace of Lord Shiva, Upamanyu Maharshi, so there are few things to be known about Upamanyu Maharshi. Upamanyu Maharshi is spoken of everywhere in the Vedas and also in all the Puranas, Vamana Puranam, Shiva Puranam, Linga Puranam, Skanda Puranam, Kurma Puranam, and Narada Puranam, everywhere you can see, and his dedication and devotion is only to Lord Shiva and not anyone else. That's how he is described as. And he is also glorified in the Mahabharata, which we will be discussing now. And profusely, the episode of Upamanyu Maharshi is stated in Shiva Mahapurana, Vayaviya Samhita, section 2. So completely the Vayaviya Samhita is dedicated, the section 2 of Vayaviya Samhita is dedicated to the Samvadam, the conversation that happens between Upamanyu Maharshi and Krishna. Upamanyu Maharshi gives Shiva Diksha to Krishna and preaches Shiva Tattva to Krishna, who is one of the incarnations of Vishnu. And Upamanyu Maharshi is the descendant of Vyagrapada. There was a great Maharshi named Vyagrapada who had an intense desire to see the Tandava Nritya, to see the cosmic dance of Lord Shiva. He, along with Patanjali, saw the cosmic dance of Lord Shiva in Chidambaram. And like father, like son. So, just like how Vyagrapada Maharshi is dedicated to Lord Shiva, was dedicated to Lord Shiva, Upamanyu Maharshi, his son, is also dedicated to Mahadeva. Speaking of the Vedas, every Vedic hymn has a Rishi behind it and the Devata behind it. If you see Rudram, every Anuvakam, every verse in Rudram has a Devata and a Rishi. The Devata is always Parameshwara. Rishi keeps changing. For the beginning verses it is Atri Maharshi, for the later verses it is Bharadwaja Maharshi, and some it is Gautama Maharshi, some Dadichi Maharshi, etc. So likewise, Upamanyu Maharshi has been the Rishi for some of the mantras within the Vedas in Rigvedam and Samavedam, which comes in the 9th canto, 97th chapter of Rigveda, and also comes, there are some verses, some Samams for which he has been the Rishi. So he is spoken of in the Vedas and also in the Puranas and Itihasas, a very great personality, the descendant of Vyagrapada Maharshi. So, Mahabharata, so this episode of Upamanyu Maharshi is profusely stated in Mahabharata, which is what we will be touching upon now. So 781 verses, in 781 verses that belongs to the Anushasana Parvam, very beautifully the surrender of Upamanyu Maharshi is described, how he surrendered to Lord Shiva and also how he preached Shiva Tattva to Krishna. So he is also the Diksha Guru of, Shiva Diksha Guru of Krishna. So regarding the authenticity of this episode, Upamanyu Maharshi's episode, I would like to say that and then start off with the episode. So the authenticity, there was a great personality named Nilakanta Chaturdhara who belonged to the 17th century, who belonged to the Advaita tradition, who was in Varanasi. He has made a complete commentary on the Mahabharata, which is more than 1 lakh verses. So he has authenticated this episode of Upamanyu Maharshi and Krishna Samvadam in Mahabharata and commented on the entire episode, including the Shiva Sahasranama. Nilakanta Dikshitar, one of the descendants of Appaya Dikshitar, has also made a commentary on the Shiva Sahasranama. Many of the Shaiva Acharyas, Haradatta Shivacharya, who belong to the 12th century, and his disciple Shivalinga Bhupati, who made a commentary on his Shruti Sukti Mala, has mentioned about this Upamanyu Krishna Samvadam in their works. So it is very much authentic, and all of the Shaiva Acharyas and also some of the Advaita Acharyas have mentioned about this episode. And all the recensions that you see in the South India or North India, anywhere you get the Mahabharata version, this episode is there, very well a part of Mahabharata. On top of this, there was a person named Kshemendra who belonged to the Kashmiri Shaiva tradition, who belonged to the 10th century. He appeared in the later part of the 9th century and lived during the 10th century, and he has mentioned about this episode of Upamanyu Maharshi and Krishna Samvadam and Shiva Sahasranamam. He has given the authenticity for this presence in Mahabharata. So with that said, Anushasana Parvam, this comes in the Anushasana Parvam, which is the 13th Parva of Mahabharata, 14th chapter to the 18th chapter, 5 chapters within Mahabharata, which talks about the essence of Shiva Tattvam. Every Shiva Bhakta should read these chapters, very important chapters. And with that said, let's start off. So this happens basically after the war, guys. After the Pandavas have won the war against the Kauravas, all the Pandavas along with Krishna, they go to Bhishma, who is lying in the arrow bed, and then he is giving knowledge on what needs to be done and what is dharma, what is adharma. So those things are preached by Bhishma to the Pandavas. And there is a specific place where Yudhishthira asks who is the Jyeshta of all the Pandavas, who is the eldest brother among the Pandavas. So here it starts, Anushasana Parvam, 14th chapter. Yudhishthira uvacha Tvaya namani shrutani jagatpatehe pita maheshaya vibho namanya chakshvashambhave babhrave vishvarupaya mahabhagyam cha tatvatah surasura ghurau deve shankare vyaktayonaye. Yudhishthira says, "O son of Ganga Putra is Bhishma. O Ganga Putra Bhishma, please describe the glories of Maheshwara, who is the Lord of the universe and who is also called as Ishvara, Ishana, Shambhu, Babru. Babru means vast. He is pervading the entire universe. He is having the universe for his own form. In Lagunyasam, there is a place, Brahmanda Vyapta Deha. The entire universe is his body, and he is pervading the entire universe, and who is also the Lord of the demigods and also the Danavas, Devatas and Danavas. He is the Lord of all of them, and he is self-created, Swayambhu. He is the origin of everything, Sarva Karana Karanam. So please tell about the glories of Mahadeva, O Ganga Putra Bhishma. And Bhishma replies, Bhishma uvacha ashakto hagunan vaktu mahadevasya dhimataha yohi sarvagato devo nacha sarvatra drishyate brahma vishnu sureshanam srashta cha prabhureva cha brahmadayah pishachanta yam hi deva upasate. He says, "Oh Yudhishthira, I am incapable, I am incompetent to recite the glories of Lord Shiva. I don't have that capability. No va vedatvam isha sakshad viveda, no va vishnurno vidata kilasya. Vishwanara Maharshi says in Abhilasha Ashtakam, even the Vedas, Brahma, Vishnu cannot understand Lord Shiva. And Vyasa also says the same thing in his Vyasa Ashtakam. Yam vai vedo vedano naiva vishnurnova vedano mano naiva vani tam devesham madrisha kolpameda yatatmyadvai vetyaho Vishwanatham. Who can understand Vishwanatha, the Lord of the universe? Even the Vedas and Brahma, Vidata and Vishnu cannot understand him. Who can understand? So that's what Bhishma also says. I'm incapable, I'm incompetent to recite the glories of Lord Shiva, who is omnipotent, omniscient and omnipresent. He pervades the entire universe. Brahma Vishnu Sureshanam Srashtacha Prabhurevacha. He is the Lord of Brahma, Vishnu and all the other small devatas. Agni, Indra, Vayu, Kubera, Yama and Brahma and Vishnu. He is the Lord, Prabhurevacha. Prabhu, very important word which comes in the Upanishads for Lord Shiva. Trinetram, Trigunadaram, Trayanam, Janakam, Prabhum. Smaran Namah Shivayeti, Lalate Tat Tripundrakam. Brihajabala Upanishad says. Trinetram, he is three-eyed. Trigunadaram, all the three gunas, the Sattva, Rajas and Tamo guna, he appears from him, but he is beyond the three modes of material nature. He is also Shuddha Sattva, Trigunadaram, Trayanam, Janakam Prabhum. He gave birth to three personalities, Brahma, Narayana and Rudra. Mahadeva is the creator of Brahma, Narayana and Rudra. That's why it says Trayanam, Janakam Prabhum. He is the Lord. Brihajabala Upanishad. Smaran Namah Shivayeti. That personality who is beyond the three gunas, who gave birth to the three personalities, Brahma, Narayana and Rudra. Smaran. Meditate on him. Namah Shivayeti. Chanting the Panchakshara. Lalate Tat Tripundrakam. By doing this, apply the Tripundra on the forehead. Brihajabala Upanishad says. So Prabhu is the word that is used there. Uma Sahayam Parameshwaram Prabhum. Trilochanam Neelakantam Prashantam Gyatva Munurgachati Bhutayonim Samasta Saksham Tamasak Parastat. Kaivalya Upanishad. Again, the Prabhu word is used. Mahan Prabhurvai. It's used. Sarvendriya Gunabasam Sarvendriya Vivarjitam Sarvasya Prabhumishanam Sarvasya Sharanam Sugrit. 3rd chapter, 17th verse, Shvetashpatra Upanishad. Sarvasya Prabhum Ishanam. He is the Lord, ultimate ruler and of the entire universe, and Prabhu, he is the Lord of everything. So Prabhu, he says, Bhishma says, he is the Lord of Brahma, Vishnu and all the devatas, and this Prabhu word is very often used in the Upanishads for Lord Shiva. Something to be noted. Srashtacha Prabhurevacha, and then he continues, Brahmadayaha Pishachanta Yamhi Deva Upasate. Everything from the blade of a grass till Vishnu, from Pishacha till Brahma and Vishnu and Indra, everybody worship him. There is not a person who doesn't worship Mahadeva. People like Daksha will not because of their Ahankara, but otherwise, finally we saw even Daksha's Ahankara was destroyed by Veerabhadra, who was a Shiva Gana. So everybody worship him. There is not a person who doesn't worship Lord Shiva, Bhishma says. And then he continues, Prakritinam Paratvena Purushasya Chayah Paraha Chintyate Yo Yoga Vidbir Rishibis Tattvadarshibhi. All the rishis, all the sages worship him only. Not anyone else. They meditate on the divine form of Paramashiva. Vishwanath Ashtakam also says the yogis meditate on the divine form of Mahadeva. Adaya Hrit Padma Karnika. Hrit Padma Karnika. Within their heart they meditate. Adaya Hrit Kamala. Hrit Kamala means within the lotus of their heart they meditate on you only. Oh Vishwanatha. Vishwanath Ashtakam says. Varanasi Purapatim Bhaja Vishwanatham. And Aksharam Paramam Brahma Asatcha Sat Asatchayaha. Everything appears from you only, and you are that supreme reality. Paramam Brahma, Hridakam Satyam, Param Brahma Purusham. Param means the supreme. Brahma means the absolute truth. And you are representing that absolute. You are that ultimate absolute truth. Radhagam Satyam Param Brahma Purusham. And Mahadeva is also described as Paratpara. Param means the supreme. Paratpara means the supreme of the supreme. There is nothing that is beyond Mahadeva. Paraat Parataro Brahma, Tatparaat Parato Harihi, Tatparaat Parato Ishas Tanme Mana Shiva Sankalpamastu. Greater than the greatest is Brahma, but beyond Brahma is Hari. And beyond, greater than Hari is that Ishvara. So let my mind contemplate only on that Ishvara, Mahadeva, Samba Shiva. 18th verse, Rigvedam, Kilabhagam, Shiva Sankalpa Suktam says that. And then he goes on to say, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Shobhayitva Ka Tejasa Brahmanam Asrijat Tasmad Devadeva Prajapatihi. He is the supreme Brahman. He is indestructible. He is Avyaya. He is both existent and non-existent. Shatrimshat Tattvarupaya Tatvatitaya Shambhave. All the 36, in Shaivism we talk of 36 tattvas. So he transcends all of them. He is beyond all of them. Kohi Shakto Gunan Vaktum Devadevasya Dhimataha Garbha Janma Jara Yukto Mrityu Samanvitaha. Kohi Shakto. How can a person like me who is bound by birth, old age, disease and death, Garbha Janma Jara Yukto, I am bound by birth, old age, disease and death. How can a person like me describe Mahadeva? I don't have the capability, I don't have the Shakti to contemplate the glories of Lord Shiva. Kohi Shakto Bhavam Nyatum Madvidah Parameshwaram Rite Narayanat Putra Shanka Chakra Gadadarat. That's where Bhishma says, if someone who can contemplate on Mahadeva, someone who has capability of glorifying Mahadeva, and that is the Shanka Chakra Gadadari, the one who has the Shanka, Chakra, Gada and Padma, that is Narayana. He can only understand Bhava, that is Mahadeva, to some extent. But even we see, even Vishnu went in search of the feet of Lord Shiva. When Vishnu says, Varshakoti Sahasram tu Sahasrabdair Atanvaham Bhaktya Sampujitopi Shapadono Darshitastvaya. Padma Purana, Patalakanda, 114th chapter. Vishnu says, I have been searching for your feet for crores and crores of years. I have been searching for your feet, O Mahadeva. You have not manifested that to me. That is the story of Brahma searching for the beginning. That is the head of Lord Shiva, and Vishnu searching for the feet of Lord Shiva. Anadhyantamadyam param tattvamartam chidakaramekam turiyam tvamegam Hari Brahma Mrigyam. Hari and Brahma went in search of the beginning and end of Lord Shiva. When they were fighting in Ahankara on supremacy, Mahadeva appeared as an Agni Stamba. He showed his Anantatva, he showed his infiniteness in front of Brahma and Vishnu, and then destroyed their Ahankara. So that's where Vishnu says in Padma Purana, Narada Purana, I'm still searching for your feet. I don't know. You have not manifested that to me. So even Brahma and Vishnu cannot understand Lord Shiva. But to some extent, if one can contemplate, if one can talk about the glories of Lord Shiva, that is Vishnu. That's what Bhishma says. Rite Narayanat Putra Shanka Chakra Gadadarat Esha Vidvan Gunashreshto Vishnuhu Parama Durjayaha Divya Chakshur Mahateja Vikshyate Yoga Chakshusha. He is always in yogic contemplation, meditating on Samba Shiva. Bhishma says to the Pandavas, Krishna always meditates. He is always in yogic contemplation on meditating eternally on Mahadeva. Rudra Bhaktyat Krishnena Jagat Vyaptam Mahatmana. Vishnu is pervading the universe by the grace of Lord Shiva, by the bhakti that he has been engaged to Lord Shiva for eons and eons. The prasadya tadadevam bhadaryo kilabharata. In Badrikashrama, he worshipped Lord Shiva. So that's where there is a story in the Puranas also. In Badrikashrama, he gave one of his eyes to Lord Shiva, and then we'll be seeing that. It will be highlighted by Upamanyu Maharshi also. So in Badrikashrama, he pulled out one of his eyes and then he gave it and surrendered to the lotus feet of Lord Shiva, and Mahadeva appeared in front of him and gave the Sudarshana Chakra. So the prasadya tadadevam bhadaryo kilabharata arthat Priyataratvam cha sarvalokeshu vaitada praptavaneva Rajendra Suvarnakshan Maheshwarat. And this Vasudeva is known for his bhakti to Lord Shiva. He has attained this. He has he has become famous. He has attained name and fame and knowledge by the bhakti that he has been rendering to Lord Shiva for eons and eons. So there is nothing greater than Lord Shiva. And then he goes on, Bhishma says, Purnam Varsha Sagasram tu Taptavanesha Madavaha Prasadya Varadam Devam Charachara Gurum Shivam. This Madhava, he underwent very austere penances for 1,000 years to gratify Lord Shiva. And this we again see in Drona Parvam. Bhishma talks about Krishna. In Drona Parvam, 201st chapter, we saw how Narayana was meditating on Mahadeva for Parashakti and Paramashiva for 66,000 years. How he was meditating? Urdhva Bahur Mahateja, by lifting his hands, by having his hands raised upwards, standing on one leg. Mahateja Jvalanaditya Sannibaha Shashtim Varsha Sahasrani Tavanti Eva Shatani Cha. For 66,000 years he was meditating. And then he had the vision of Mahadeva. Aniyasam Aniyamsam Brigadyascha Brigattaram Rudram Ishanam Rishabam Chekitanam Ajamparam. See how Mahadeva is described, that realization of Lord Shiva that Narayana had. Paramashiva is described as the Aniyasam Aniyamsam, the smaller than the smallest. Brihadyascha Brihattaram, he is the greatest of the greatest. That's why Rudram says, Brihate cha varshiyase cha namo vruddhaya cha samvridvane cha namo agriyaya cha pratamaya cha. You are the first and foremost, Vamadeva yanamo ajyeshta yanamakshreshtha yanamo. You are the best and first and the greatest of all. So that's where Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan, Upanishads also say that supreme reality is the smaller than the smallest and larger than the largest. That is the realization that Vishnu had when after he had the vision of Mahadeva after meditating for 66,000 years. Rudram Ishanam, and who is that personality? Rudram Ishanam Rishabam Chekitanam Ajamparam. He is the birthless. Ajam means birthless. Param means the supreme. Ishanam, he is the ruler of all the creatures, starting from the blade of a grass till Vishnu. Rudram, and he is the remover of all the sorrows. Rudra means the one who removes all the sorrows. Ishanam Vrishabam, he rides on the bull, Nandishvara. So that's how he was described. That's in the Drona Parvam. And here also Bhishma says, Purnam Varsha Sagasram tu Taptavanesha Madhavaha. This Madhava meditated on Mahadeva for 1,000 years. He underwent austere penances. Yuge yuge tu Krishnena Toshito vai Maheshwaraha Bhaktya Paramaya Chaiva Pritaschaiva Mahatmanaha. Yuge yuge, in every yuga, this Krishna has been, every avatara, whenever he takes every avatara, and as Vishnu, he always does penance. He has always dedicated himself in devotion to Lord Shiva, Mahadeva. As Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vamana, Parashurama, Srirama, Balarama, Krishna, he has dedicated himself in bhakti to Parashakti and Paramashiva. As Kalki, also he will worship Parashakti and Paramashiva. That's what Kalki Puranam says. And as Vishnu also, he does worship Mahadeva. Shashtim Varsha Sagasrani, 66,000 years. Aishwaryam Yadrisham Tasya Jagat Gyoner Mahatmanaha Tadayam Drishtavan Sakshat Putrarte Harir Achyutaha. How great is the puissance of the high-souled Mahadeva, that original cause of the universe. He glorifies Samba Shiva, and Hari, he says Hari is very lucky. Vishnu is very lucky because he has seen Mahadeva through his own eyes. And he has got Aishwaryam. Aishwaryam means prosperity. Aishwaryam comes from the root word Ishvara. So that Aishwaryam was given to Vishnu, Brahma and Indra by Lord Shiva. This is told in the Rigvedam, 5th canto, 3rd chapter, 3rd verse. Tavashriye maruto marjayanta rudragatte janima charu chitram padam yad vishnor upamam nidayi tenapasi guhyam namagonam. Vishnu acquired the post of being Vishnu, Vaikuntapati. He became Vaikuntapati and he acquired Lakshmi. He acquired the prosperity by the grace of worshipping Mahadeva. And every Vedic hymn that is stated, there is a supporting fact. There should be a supporting fact in the Smritis. Upabrahmanam, that's what is Upabrahmanam. Supporting fact should be there in the Smritis. That's how you can understand the Vedic hymns. So the supporting fact is there in Parashara Upapuranam, 16th chapter. Dadati sarvajantunam achiradeva sattama raudram lingam mahavishnur bhaktya shuddham shilamayam charuchitram samabhyarchya labdhavan paramam padam yachalakshmi samakyata mahavishnushcha vallabha yasya lingam samabhyarchya sampujyah sarva chetanaihi. Parashara Maharshi says, everything was acquired by Brahma, Vishnu and Indra. Vishnu acquired the post of being Vishnu. And also he acquired Vaikuntha, he acquired prosperity, he acquired Lakshmi as his wife by the grace of Paramashiva, by engaging in unflinching devotion to Paramashiva. Yatanyecha bhaved bhaktim tvatto nityam maheshwara. Our Nandishwara doesn't ask for anything. If you have to give me a boon, give me that boon where I will have to worship only you and not anything else. Yatanyecha bhaved bhaktim tvatto nityam maheshwara. I have to worship you eternally. And then goes on, Bhishma, yasmat parataram chaiva nanyam pashyami bharata. Yasmat parataram. There is nothing that is greater than him. Yasmat parataram na paramasti kinchid yasmannani yonajyayosti kaschit priksha ivastabdo divitishtat yekastene purnam purushena sarvam. Mahanarayana Upanishad and Shvetashvatara Upanishad says the same thing as Bhishma says here. Yasmat param na paramasti kinchid. Na paramasti kinchid. There is nothing that is greater than Mahadeva. And then Mahadeva is Purnam Purushena Sarvam. He is that ultimate Purusha. Purusha means the ultimate reality. He is all pervading and he is present beyond the universe. Vishvadipo Rudro Maharshihi. And there is nothing that is greater than him. Eko Rudro Nadvitiyaya. Vyakyatum Devadevasya Shakto Namanya Sheshataha Esha Shakto Mahabahur Vaktum Bhagavato Gunan Vibhutim Chaiva Kartsnyena Satyam Maheshwarim Nripa. So he is the only personality who can describe Lord Shiva and who is competent to some extent if he can glorify. Even Vishnu cannot glorify completely. It is described in Kashi Kandam. Even if Vishnu had to recite the glories of Parashakti and Paramashiva with his mouth, he cannot complete it. Even he cannot do it. Even Adisesha or Vishnu, even Brahma cannot do it. But to some extent, if someone can describe the attributes of the illustrious Mahadeva, Supreme Mahadeva, that is Vishnu. That's what he says. So, oh Yudhishthira, please bow to him. Please bow to him and then ask about the glories of Lord Shiva to Krishna. And then Bhishma says, before ending, he says, Namnam Sahasram Devasya Thandina Brahmayonina Niveditam Brahmaloke Brahmano Yat Pura Bhavat Dvaipayana Prabhritayastata Cheme Tapodanah Rishayak Suvrata Danta Shrinvantu Gatatastava Druvaya Nandine Hotre Goptre Vishwa Srijegnaye Mahabhagyam Vibhor Bruhi Mundinena Kapardine. He says, in days of yore, there was a Maharshi named Tandin. He appeared from Brahma and then he got the 1,000 names of Lord Shiva directly from the mouth of Brahma. And Krishna will be reciting those 1,000 names to you guys. That's what he says to the Pandavas. And then he says, he requests Krishna, oh Krishna, please recite the glory of that personality who is called as Kapardi, Hotri, the universal protector, ultimate protector, who is the creator and the destroyer, who puts the jivas into illusion and also who gives grace, the doer of the 5 activities. Please recite the glories of Lord Shiva.